Yeah, I was on Yahoo last night and I saw that they were talking about more bigots are running for offices and elections. And I'm like, really? That ain't nothing new. You think Trump was the first one? I mean, think about it. All them presidents up until you got to Obama had racist agendas and perspectives. And I mean, they ain't exactly addressed black reparations or freedoms or anything. They all benefited from, Richard Nixon, you heard all on the tapes. John F. Kennedy, Lyndon B. Johnson, just because they signed documentation didn't mean that they were in love with black folks. So you ask yourself, the only difference is that because of Trump's racist agenda and how hateful he is and all the people that associate with him, is that they're more outwardly with it. But the language speaks for itself. It's nothing new. Big is running for electoral seats or running for offices and places. Wow, that's a novel concept, really? Founding forefathers and someone were slave owners. So how are you going to sit here and act like this is something new? The language that they use, walking around with that racist second place, no happening Confederate flags, that is a all new thing, because it's a country that prides themselves on being in first place to run around with that. Yeah, that's pretty bad. But as far as having racism that are running for offices or politics, that ain't nothing new. I mean, you've had them. It's always been there. Like I said, the Dixiecratic Democrats and all that. That's been there. It's not. There is no sense like, oh well, that they're aware or hip. They use black folks on one side, or they talk negative. The only difference is that these ones that are coming out now, they're into that lynch. That, like I said, they showing that Jim Crow, white privilege ancestry that's kicking in, and that they're taking that to a different extreme. But as far as like, being racist and hiding agendas, their language, what they do, and how they divide speaks for itself. It always has. Ronald Reagan was one of the biggest racists there ever was. And same thing with Bush Sr. and Jr. I'm not impressed. And Bill Clinton too. I mean, all the slick, willing to talk. But really ask yourself, what have they done to balance things out? So they did it in a way where they were smoothed over, but didn't get called out. But yeah, I still remember when Bill Clinton got dragged on the career carpet by Sister Soldier back in '92. Couldn't answer stuff. And how disrespectful comments he made towards Obama. Said things. So these things, the difference is that there was more spit shine with the good old boys back then. Now, what I'm seeing, what they're going to run for offices or what have you, they're going to just like be really reckless with it because, Trump allowed this Ted Nugent mindset of being come out your cave, rock your Confederate flag, and basically their slogan is make America white again. That's what it's all about, which it's always been that way. Tell me when America wasn't make America white again. Please do tell me because it's always been that way. We have not had any inclusion or balance. You can't have one black president and be over 400 years. You still haven't even had the first black vice president. You need more than just a two-term, 8-year run to justify over 400 years of free labor and slavery and also Jim Crowism and divide. But the scare tactics of keep America white again, keep it white, that just shows the insecurity nature that's at work because you control everything. Media, TV, the guns, politics, all that. Schools, what's getting educated. The whitewashing about black history in schools, medical, and all the fields. So it's not like you've had this balance of life. We have not experienced true overall freedom to be expressed that has gone where it's cut the layers down. And I only concentrate with black and white because let's be realistic. That's what comes down with slavery. That's what comes down with those chains and what comes down how people really come to oppress. Because it's always like that unfinished business that has not been fully resolved. And that is a reality. So when I see this coming on now, I'm like, this ain't nothing, no. Biggest running for offices. They're going to be more biggest running for offices in 2018. Wow, really? Like, that's a news flash. That's not no news flash. It's always been biggest in office. It's just that Trump gave them a leeway to walk around and rock their flags and rock that mindset. So that's my take on that. Later.